You guys, I think it's pretty safe to say that one of the more entertaining teams across the entire NBA, if you've been watching your fair share of basketball this season, has undoubtedly been the Minnesota Timberwolves and what they have been able to accomplish thus far. Because whether you're looking at the improvement out of some of their star players like Karl-Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell, or even if you're looking at their entire rotation from top to bottom, I really think this team has turned more heads so far than many would have anticipated. However, even with the impressive turnaround that we have seen from this team when you're comparing this season to the one prior, there honestly always seems to be that one constant within the Minnesota Timberwolves, and this is the lack of media credibility. And some of you, I'm sure, are wondering what I'm referring to with this statement, because, well, in case you didn't know, there is a future NBA superstar, yes, NBA superstar, that is on the rise in Minnesota right now, and he goes by the name of Anthony Edwards. And the amount of credit or lack thereof that Anthony Edwards has received for what he has done so far in his career is honestly laughable when you actually look into it. Which, if you haven't guessed yet, is what we're going to be doing in today's video. One sec, if you haven't yet, don't forget to like the video if you do enjoy, subscribe, and turn on those noties to never miss another NBA video. Love you guys. And for any of you that haven't yet, I am really hoping you consider it, because according to my numbers, over 95% of you guys coming back to watch the content haven't even subscribed yet. So for any of you that do, I appreciate you, thank you so much. But anyway, to get back on topic with Anthony Edwards, who even with being a number 1 overall pick, had a lot of skepticism floating around with his name in terms of what he was going to be able to do at the pro level. But so far from what we've seen, it is very clear that Ant has shut up every single one of his doubters, as currently in his sophomore season, he is putting up averages of 23 points, 5 rebounds, and just under 4 assists per game. And I'm sure everyone watching this video will mutually agree that these are some very solid second-year numbers, but what is even crazier about this is that he was putting up relatively the same numbers just a little bit lower in his rookie season, and like I've mentioned, barely received a glimpse from the NBA media besides the times when he had some of his ridiculous dunks. And some of you might be wondering, with these side-by-side numbers pulled up of his first 2 seasons, where the improvement is that I'm trying to get at. Well, when you look more into his statistics and realize that he did get an increased playing role this season compared to last, you are actually able to see that he has improved in almost all of his major statistical categories in terms of putting up these stats on a per minute basis. Legitimately, his points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks per minute have all improved, only contributing to his efficiency. But what might be the most substantial improvement that we have seen out of Anthony Edwards' game since coming into the league has undoubtedly been his ability to score from deep. Because in case you didn't know, back in his only season of college ball at Georgia, Anthony Edwards shot an abysmal 29.5% from 3 on just under 8 attempts per game, which, may I remind you, is a closer 3-point attempt in college. But regardless, immediately upon his entrance into the NBA, we saw Anthony Edwards shoot just under 33% from 3 in his rookie season on around 7 attempts per game, which is very impressive, especially considering he was still taking almost the same amount of shots per game. But still, if you're shooting 33% from 3 in the NBA, you're probably not going to be referred to as a sharpshooter. And of course, Anthony Edwards was by no means a part of this criteria. At least that was until this year, where he is now shooting 37% from 3 on 2 more attempts per game. I mean, seriously, if he is able to keep up this improvement, he could become one of the best shooters in the game. And in fact, this came as a complete shock to me, but Anthony Edwards became the youngest player in NBA history to hit 300 threes made, which, as you can see, was previously held by Luka. And speaking of Luka, which you will fully understand in just a minute, one of, if not the biggest reasons Anthony Edwards was selected number 1 overall in the 2020 NBA draft was his ability to score at will. I mean, he was undoubtedly one of the best bucket getters across the entire college landscape at that time, but even with this and his below average shooting, many were skeptical if his game was going to be able to transfer over into the big leagues. Well, in case you didn't know, he is already tied for having the second most 40-point games before turning 21 years old in NBA history, as he is currently tied with Luka and Kevin Durant, who have had 4 of these performances in their careers, while sitting behind the one and only LeBron James, who had 8 of these performances before legally being able to buy a drink. So if you want to have the discussion about Anthony Edwards and elite company, this graphic right here is the living definition of it. The points we have made so far are all tying into the sole reason season of why I think Anthony Edwards is going to be a superstar in this league. I mean, seriously, with what this man has already been able to accomplish and the fact that he is not turning 21 until this upcoming offseason just speaks volumes as to what he might be capable of. But in terms of shooting and efficiency improvement out of Anthony Edwards, it's crazy to say, but I haven't even showed you the best part yet. Because for anyone watching who is a Timberwolves fan, I am sure that Ant's overall efficiency and effectiveness have been two of the biggest takeaways you have got when comparing his rookie to sophomore seasons. As just for a small reference to this, we're going to be looking into Anthony Edwards' true shooting percentage, which in his rookie season was a decent 52.3%, which for a rookie is definitely not bad and in fact just below the league average. And for the beginning portion of this season, Anthony Edwards actually came out shooting below what his average was last season. However, like the constant improvement we have seen out of Anthony Edwards from all assets of his game this season, his true shooting percentage eventually went up, which from just a month's difference from October to November, this is a pretty substantial improvement. But then he decided to one-up himself again in December and then again in January. Just like his three-point shooting, if he is able to keep up what he's doing right now, it's honestly going to be ridiculous what he can do down the line. And I know that even with going through all of the improvements in Anthony Edwards' game that we have seen, there are still definitely going to be some people that pose the question of why does any of this matter if the Timberwolves are still a middle-of-the-pack team. And honestly, I think it's safe to say going into this season that not a single person on earth expected the Timberwolves to be a championship contending team. But with the emergence that we have seen in Anthony Edwards and pairing him up alongside some high potential players in D'Angelo Russell and Karl-Anthony Towns, this team in what feels like a very, very long time is actually entertaining to watch again for the outsider NBA fan. I don't know, T-Wolves fans, I want to hear what you have to think about this team in the comments down below, but from a current team standpoint and a potential standpoint, I think you're pretty happy with what you're looking at. But also for everyone watching, I want to hear what you guys have to think about Anthony Edwards in the comments as well. So please let me know what you think Anthony Edwards' ceiling will be for his career. I mean, this man already came out and said he is going for MVP next season. So do you think that he actually could get it? I want you to let me know. Also, again, if you haven't yet, don't forget to go down below and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and of course, subscribe while you're down there. We got brand new NBA videos every single week around here. Trust me, you do not want to miss out. But I also wanted to say thank you so much to each and every one of you for watching. I appreciate you all more than anything. You all know this, and I will see you guys in the next video.